In the headlines, the Dominica Social Security complies with ILO administrative and financial governance standards. The DAIC hopeful its collaboration with Dexia will see tangible benefits for the business sector. And two newcomers heading confidently into this weekend's Calypso semi-finals. I'm Andrea Louis with the Channel 5 News, back with the details after this.
Imagine you have Hollywood at your command. Introducing Flow Evil. Anywhere you are.
Big girls don't scream hard like Halloween, make me feel alive.
There's a world of entertainment here, and you run the show. Flow Evil.
Thank you for staying with us. First up, the Dominica Social Security is taking steps to ratify Convention number 102 of the International Labour Organization, ILO. Here is Julian Morris with that story.
The DSS and other stakeholders aim to lay the groundwork for this process through a day-long workshop on Tuesday. Convention 102 is a landmark instrument that sets qualitative and quantitative benchmarks in respect to social security schemes, as well as principles for the good administrative and financial governance of social security systems. Head of Compliance with the DSS, Bernard Henry, says the organization is well positioned to ratify this convention.
This convention is the international instrument which lays down a set of globally agreed, accepted minimum standards for the 9 branches of Social Security based on Social Security principles, namely 1, medical care, 2, sickness benefit, 3, unemployment benefit, 4, old age benefit, 5, employment injury benefit, 6, employment injury benefit, family benefit, maternity benefit, 8, invalidity benefit, and 9, survivor's benefit. According to the ILO, ratification of the convention is possible once a country has implemented at least 3 out of these 9 possible branches of Social Security. Established some 43 years ago, the Dominica Social Security currently caters for 6 out of the 9 branches.
Specialist with the ILO Caribbean office, Ariel Pino, explained what will happen once the convention has been ratified.
Once the conventions, ILO conventions are ratified, so the first report is due after 1 year after the entry into force. All conventions, they have a form, a reporting form attached that is being produced by the ILO. So this report is basically taking the convention, and then under each of the articles of the convention is asking the government to provide some information on this specific article. So how you are addressing this, what is on the legislation, what's happening, so what's happening on practice, sometimes not in legislation but in practice, etc. The fundamental conventions and the governance conventions, the 8 I mentioned and the 4 I mentioned, these 12, every 3 years you have to submit a report.
The 2 other Caribbean countries which have signed on to the Convention 102 are Barbados and St. Vincent and the Grenadines.
In more top stories, the Dominica Association of Industry and Commerce is hoping to see a change in Dominica's trading landscape soon. Here is Julian Morris with more.
This on the heels of the first joint project with Dexia earlier this year. The DAIC and Dexia signed on to an MOU last year to collaborate in key areas for the development of different sectors in Dominica that each entity supports. Executive Director of the DAIC, Lizra Fabian, says a key point which came from the training on market intelligence for business success was the importance of an export fact sheet.
An export fact sheet will help businesses to understand where the best areas to export to, what the conditions are, and to be able to produce a concise document that anyone who picks it up will be able to understand why someone should export to that market, the opportunities that exist, to verify the information and not just saying, I'm getting up today and deciding that I'm going to export to Trinidad or even to Dubai. Why should I export to Dubai? What do they really need? Is there export potential there? Is there an untapped market? We got to show off the market potential, because from this information you could see if there's a market potential of of $1 billion, and they're only using maybe half of that potential, then you could see, okay, I could really go into this market because the results or the data show that there's an untapped potential there.
DAIC's executive director explained the other aspects of the fact sheet which make this item valuable for exporters.
That will also have to be backed by what is the ease of trade like, what are the sustainable, the conditions or the trade barriers, and even the trade agreements that will help to facilitate trade into these areas. So it was really enlightening. It was short, it was concise, but it at least got to help the exporters and manufacturers to understand what information is out there that everyone else in the world have access to, and how can we position ourselves as Dominicans to access this.
Fabian says as a result of this workshop, the umbrella bodies hope to see noticeable change in the way exporters and manufacturers conduct business.
One of the main changes that we hope to see, because it's a challenge for Dominica in terms of our data collection and recording, it's only as valuable as the information that we as Dominicans place on this portal. And not just individual Dominicans, but the agencies that are responsible for collecting and uploading this information. We hope to meet with the Ministry of Trade shortly so that we can help to facilitate the inputting of this information into the International Trade Center portal so that Dominicans who want to access this information can have more accurate data to make more informed decisions.
DEXA and the DAIC also plan to host a number of other workshops, including one on agricultural developments within the year.
In other developments, Foreign and CARICOM Affairs Minister Senator Francine Barron has demanded an apology from OAS Secretary General Luis Almagro. This after Almagro posted a tweet saying he has met with Dominica's former OAS ambassador Crispin Gregoire, who expressed a concern that Dominica's upcoming election is not free and fair. Almagro says Gregoire also requested OAS assistance to help ensure a level playing field. Francine Barron demanded that the OAS Secretary General immediately remove the message on his Twitter account as well as apologize. Barron made it clear that Almagro was the head of an organization which the government of Dominica invited to monitor the last two elections. On to matters of tourism, Prime Minister Skerrit says the construction of a 5-star eco-resort and spa in Loda is not only fitting but complements government's vision for the country. The operations of the new Rainforest Eco-Resort is expected to strictly follow guidelines which will ensure the environment is protected through the facility's various stages of development.
Because if we're to continue our efforts to build a climate-resilient nation, if we're to continue to promote our country as an ecotourism site, destination, it must not only be based on what the good Lord has given to us, but it also must be what we have done to it and what we have done to conserve it and to preserve it. And this is why it's important for us as Dominicans, because the government can do all of these things. The government will fetch the investment, the government will fetch the monies to put the infrastructures in place, but we as citizens, there are some things that we must do for ourselves and by ourselves. And one of the things that we can do by ourselves as ordinary citizens across the length and breadth of Dominica is first to beautify our country. You know, you cannot cut trees and do not plant anyone back. You know, and it's also important for us to keep our country clean. The government will ban the use of styrofoams and plastics, but with the biodegradable items, you can also litter. And therefore, it's important for us to recognize our duty as citizens to keep our country clean, because the garbage on the side of the road don't walk from your homes to the side of the streets. We, in our own consciousness, in our own deliberate consciousness, place them there and dump them there. And then some of us, we complain that the country needs to be clean. But who has done so? You cannot have a derelict vehicle and have it on the side of the road and in a major tourism area or on a normal highway. All of these things will impact negatively on the experiences which our visitors will have when they come.
While efforts to diversify the economy are important for creating job opportunities, the Prime Minister believes the citizens may have to retool to take advantage of them.
This is the path the government is taking. Engaging and partnering with investors to bring this kind of solid investments to our country. And so far we've been having great success. But we have to, as citizens, place ourselves to take advantage of the opportunities. So we have to review our own tertiary education support. What do we study as citizens? What do we intend to study as citizens? Do we need to retool ourselves and to really pursue our real passion, which is in the hospitality industry? And I've said before, even within the public service, we're prepared to afford public servants the opportunity to redirect their skills, redirect their talents, and to continue to make a meaningful contribution to the country's development in a new endeavor, which is the hospitality, tourism and hospitality industry.
Still with the tourism developments, Cabinet was due to receive a presentation on the design of a new cruise ship terminal and a modern cargo port on Tuesday. Prime Minister Skerrit is reporting some progress in that direction, as well as ongoing developments on the international airport. Government's strategy to improve the island's air and seaports will facilitate tourist arrivals and improve facilities.
When I said in the Parliament that we intend to increase the cruise arrivals in the medium term to 600,000 and in the long term to 1 million passengers, there are some in the Parliament who laughed at me. And I did tell them that the joke would be on them at some point. And I'm satisfied that with the new thrust and the new approach the government is taking in respect to the development of the cruise village and our engagement with the cruise ships, we will see benefits. And that would, and something, a lot of the tourists who come for the cruise ship end up becoming stayovers, because they love the experience and they're able to come back and therefore take advantage of the 72 rooms that will be constructed in the Roosevelt. Of course, we are making great efforts with regards to the construction of the international airport. We are now in negotiations, lands are being surveyed, and we have written to a number of property owners in the site designated for the airport, and we're in negotiations with property owners. And once we finalize those negotiations, then the land property owners will be paid. We're also conducting more in-depth geotechnical surveys that would advise us on the soil type and the type of engineering that we need to employ to mitigate against whatever challenges we may experience there. But I believe the debate about whether we need an international airport or not is over.
You are watching the Channel 5 News. Stay tuned for more after the break.
Imagine you have Hollywood at your command. Introducing Flow Evil.
Red cheese, gold rings, all black, everything creeping through the night.
Anywhere you are,
Big girls don't scream hard like Halloween, make me feel alive.
there's a world of entertainment here, and you run the show. Flow Evil.
Welcome back. The two newcomers to this year's Calypso semi-finals are confident ahead of their performance in this Saturday's competition. 34-year-old Danian Joseph of Wharton Waven is into the semi-finals on his third attempt in the National Calypso Arena. Joseph entered the Calypso scene in 2017 with a song titled Jacket and Tie, written by Pat Aaron. He did not see success then, neither in 2018 with a song he penned himself. But as it turns out, the third time was the charm. His calypso, titled Holy Country, was written by singer, songwriter, and entertainer Ian Jackson and has seen him pass the eliminations and quarterfinals.
Oh, what a country, a blessed country, just like the Vatican City. See, it is a holy country. All on the highway, it holds. No use vehicles way. the road is for potholes. All around the country is hurry. Give me.
Joseph says he is fine-tuning his performance for Saturday's semi-finals.
I feel great about it. It's a nice experience. Actually, well, I know I have my song on lockdown, and basically right now I'm like just trying to do some touching up, like making it more better, and my presentation for the semi-finals, I want it to be a bomb.
Meantime, 18-year-old Lima Irish Kid Irish has proven he has what it takes to be in big man thing. The four-time junior Calypso monarch has made it to the semi-finals of the national competition on his first attempt. Irish Kid says he really connected with his song, which was written by Catholic priest Father Branca John, formerly known as The Bricks, in the Calypso arena.
Well, my song is entitled Fight Unto Your Dream. It was written by Father Branca John, aka known as Bricks. Well, the song basically says that, sends a message to the youth and telling them not to give up, always persevere and to remain focused and not anything let them down and break them down and so on. I feel it fits to the occasion, because plenty young children these days, they're going astray and so on. So this song can send a message to them for them to, get their mind more positive and, something like that.
Fight on to your dream, brother. Fight on to your dream and that future. It will come to you on a platter. When life does, think yes. Don't ever give up on progress. Perseverance leads success. Fight on to your dream, brother. Fight on to your dream and that future. And it will come to you if you really want it bad. But commit to the task and work hard.
Irish Kid says he doesn't feel any added pressure going into the semi-finals, but is still hard at practice nonetheless.
It's normal Calypso. I'm not feeling no real excited way. Everybody is competing and enjoying ourselves and have fun. So I'm accustomed to the Calypso. I've been in it for 8 years now, so I just feeling comfortable and normal. Well, basically every night when I have time, I sing my song. Even if I bathe, in the mirror, I sing. Sometimes we set up the speaker at home and we play the music and we sing like it's a competition, And my parents, my uncle, they saw and give me little pointers as to where I go wrong and whatnot.
The semi-finals is scheduled to take place on 16th February at Carnival City. MP for the Roseau Valley, Dr. the Honorable John Colin McIntyre, is looking forward to the economic impact from having a new eco-resort built in the Providence area near Loda. Government signed an agreement with developers on Monday for construction of a 72-room, 5-star rainforest eco-resort and spa. The CBI-funded resort will employ 160 workers during construction and 60 when in operation.
It has been my desire as parliamentary representative for the Roseau Valley to see the establishment of a project that would add value to the Roseau Valley premium tourism sites. I'm elated at the prospects for the people of the entire Roseau Valley as this government continues to seek ways to fully exploit the vast potential of the valley and to create sustainable development and an improved way of life for our people. I wish to assure you, Mr. Bernstein, that all that is needed for the construction and operations of the resort is available in the Roseau Valley. You have made the best choice. The farmers of the Roseau Valley are skilled, and also the workers are skilled, and we stand ready to take advantage of the opportunity presented today, and will provide the human resource, fresh fruits, eggs, vegetables, craft items, and other goods that will be required for the sanctuary resort. In closing, I congratulate you and your company on reaching this milestone and pledge the government's unwavering support towards the full operation within the next 36 months.
And CARICOM countries continue to closely monitor the developments in Venezuela. Speaking on CARICOM's behalf, Barbados Ambassador to the United Nations, Elizabeth Thompson, said the region was concerned about the highly polarized circumstances surrounding Venezuela. She addressed a meeting of the non-aligned movement in the Trusteeship Council on Tuesday.
In all this, we are most concerned for and motivated by the plight of the people of Venezuela, who have been rendered powerless pawns in their own cause, while others play a form of geopolitical chess and brinksmanship. Mr. Chairman, the countries named here and for which I speak do not choose one side or the other. We choose principle. The principle which led to the founding of this United Nations and the inclusion in its charter of Article 2.4, which calls for member states to refrain from the threat or the use of force. The principle which birthed Article 21 of the Charter of the Organization of American States, which recognizes territorial inviolability, the principles of human rights, international law, and the rule of law, the sanctity of national sovereignty.
To end the news, the headlines again. The Dominica Social Security complies with ILO administrative and financial governance standards. DAIC hopeful its collaboration with Dexia will see tangible benefits for the business sector. And 2 newcomers heading confidently into this weekend's Calypso semi-finals. Feel free to contact us at news@marpin2k4.com. You can also access our past newscasts on our YouTube channel. On behalf of the entire production team, I am Andrea Lee, and to all of our viewers around the world, thank you so much for watching. Join us next time.